Hey, how's it going? Today I am making a quick video to help you reach 60 FPS in Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on CMU, so the HD remasters from the Wii U ports. These are hard locked 30 FPS, and there's basically no way I found that's kind of like a legit patch. So this is my solution, which is basically just using lossless scaling. So you're gonna download CMU. I'm not gonna go over the whole setup of CMU, but you're gonna go download CMU, install it, dump your keys, dump the games. Or if you want to be a little bad boy, you can find keys online and games online on like shoddy websites, but I would not personally recommend that because it's not legal. Um, and Nintendo really likes money, by the way. So now you know. So Wind Waker, you can go in the graphic packs, edit graphic packs once everything is installed. Then you can follow my settings. Anisotropic filtering X16, contrasty on default, resolution I like 4K because I have a 1080p monitor, but you can go 1440p or 1080p. It does not really matter as far as I found. It doesn't really impact the game's performance because it's 30 FPS anyways. Shadow resolution 100 is good, 200 is a bit excessive. Picto box fix activated for sure. Now for Twilight Princess. Um, Anisotropic X16, contrasty default, bloom on, balanced, and then Shadow World color grading bright because it's very dark in there in the Shadow World. And then a resolution, I also like 4K. Now this is the magic sauce. This is the important part. Since these games are hard lock 30 FPS, you have to use external software. Lossless Scaling is fantastic. I recommend you buy it. It's on Steam, obviously. So you're gonna copy my settings: LSFG 3.1, mode fixed, multiplier 2. This also allows you to play a 60 FPS game and bump it up to 120 FPS if you use the fixed 2 multiplier. If you do adaptive and 60 FPS, then your game, if it's 60 FPS, it's gonna stay 60 FPS. It's not gonna do anything. So fixed times 2 is what I like. If you in the graphic options, if you put 4K, you put it at 50 the flow scale. If you put at 1440p, you do 75, and if you did 1080p, you do 100. So 50 for me. Performance off. Capture API WGC, very important. Everything off on the cursor stuff. Q target 1 doesn't really matter. Scaling off because you already have scaling from the graphic packs. Or if it's not scaling, it doesn't really matter. This option I leave it off. VSync and max frame latency 1. You can play with this, but this is the settings I've found that actually work for me properly. Draw FPS on, that's important. HDR support. I recommend you just turn HDR off in the Windows option. So I don't think anyone needs a tutorial, but just in case, press the Windows key, type HDR, and then enter. Then you go in your HDR page here, select the display you're using right now. So I'm using this one, and then you turn it off. If you have HDR on and you want to keep it on, you just activate HDR support here in the options. So leave it off for me. Auto doesn't matter. And that's basically the gist of it. We're gonna launch Wind Waker now. And now, I have to mention that I'm refilming this video, and in the first one, I can tell you that it's not very obvious on the video, the change that this makes, but when you're playing it, it's like night and day, seriously. Like, this is 30 FPS, it feels like not smooth, it feels very jagged, unnatural. Personally, I would not play the game in this 30 FPS state, it's just unpleasant. Especially if you're used to, 120, 200 FPS. So now you're just gonna press, obviously assuming lossless scaling is turned on and everything, you're gonna do Control Alt S, and now you're gonna hit a stable 60 FPS, which looks fantastic. You can't really tell on video. I wouldn't recommend pushing it past 60 FPS because since these are like AI kind of simulated frames, You're gonna get a lot of ghosting going on, a lot of like blurriness and when movement happens. But this looks very nice. You're gonna see it's basically night and day. Like this is it's playable on 60 FPS. It's not really playable on 30. You can tell lossless scaling is turned on because there's gonna be a counter on the top left that says 30 over 60, so 30 real frames, 60 total. And now we're gonna do the same with Twilight Princess just to show you, even though once again it's not very obvious on video, but if you try it out, it's absolutely night and day. It's literally incomparable. Well, it is comparable, it's just much better. So I'm playing 30 FPS right now. It feels not smooth, kind of unpleasant to play. Then Control Alt S. Now it's, I mean, it's smooth. There's a bit of ghosting if you really focus on them, like on the center characters. You can see a little bit of blurriness, but just the general flow of gameplay is just so much better. And now I'm gonna do a last one, which is gonna be the Switch emulator. I'm gonna launch. This one is big also for all the Kirby fans, because Kirby Forgotten Land is also hardcapped 30 FPS, which is kind of a lunacy knowing that it's a Switch game. I don't know why they would ever do that. Probably just because they knew that the graphics were too expensive for the small hardware capabilities of the Switch. So this is 30 FPS right now, and now turning on lossless. Now it's a stable, beautiful 60, and it's just so much better. Honestly, it's just it's fantastic. 60 FPS is just fantastic. So this is basically the essence of it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. If there's anything you struggle with, let me know. And now my computer's messing up. Oh my god, what is going on? What the Okay, we're back. So yeah, any questions, anything, just let me know, and have a good one. Thank you.